think that should be us live. Right, welcome everybody to the stream. West Ham United versus Viborg in the Europa Conference League first round of the qualifying stages, or first leg of the qualifying stages. West Ham in desperate need of a pickup, with their first win of the season if they do manage to pick it up before we face the infamous Brighton on Sunday. Really good team from Moyes today. Really sharp team. Obviously, Cornet making his first start, Scamacca making his first start. Ashbin, Coventry making their first appearances this season as well, which you'd love to see. Souček's still in. I really hope he has a good game, as well as that players like Bowen, if they can get off the mark. Not quite a fully packed out West Ham United London Stadium, but we're in for a good game tonight, hopefully, and we have kicked off. I think everything should be up and running. Obviously, last time out, didn't have the best of quality of the streams. My laptop just can't handle playing too much at once, but hopefully we're all set to go. Obviously, we don't know a lot about our opponents tonight, Viborg, apart from the fact they're a Danish team. Not sure really on their quality. I heard somewhere that two of their best players were essentially weren't able to get visas for tonight's match, so they seem a weakened side. Yeah, I'm all good. Yeah, mate, how you doing? Just, I'm a little bit nervous for tonight. I don't know what anyone else thinks. Is anyone else nervous for tonight? I mean, you know, classic West Ham fans, always nervous. We should absolutely beat them. There's no reason why we shouldn't. But, you know, could be like an Astra Goo kind of vibes here. I don't know about you lot. Be interesting to see how Soufal plays at left back. Obviously, we're trying to pick up a left back currently. Emerson obviously has broken down recently, and we're looking at other left back targets. But if Soufal could potentially put in a shift at left back, I see no reason as why we can't move him at left back. I think he could play a good role there. Ashby's definitely someone who I want to see more in the first team. So he could have he's one I've got my eyes on. Could have a really good game tonight. Obviously, it's always good to see Ogbonna back as well. I wasn't expecting to see him back so early, but it's really good to see him back at the moment. And not much going on at the moment. Scamacca just picks up the ball, tries to put it into corner. He's out muscled, but Soufal's going to pick it up on the left-hand side. Potentially get a cross in here. No, he opts to go to Cornet. Oh, I think Coventry could play that ball to Ashby there. Definitely not nervous, but you never know. Well, you know, if you're a West Ham fan, you do know because we are not for. I mean, to be fair, we looked a different sort of outfit last season in the Europa League. We never looked nervous. We looked really good, but this season we don't quite look as good as we were last season. So, you know, potentially Viborg could be a bit of banana skin here. I'm not 100% confident, but with the players we put out tonight, we should definitely be getting a result. There's no reason why we shouldn't be getting a result here. We've definitely gone for what I think we should have gone for in terms of. Oh, you love to see Ogbonna stepping up for that. In terms of like a very balanced team, giving out some youth players some goes, but then also, you know, Souček needs a bit of confidence. Bowen needs a bit of confidence. Lanzini probably needs a bit of confidence. So I like that he's playing those players, and obviously Scamacca playing today as well. If he's able to get off the mark, get his first goal, that'll give him a breath of confidence as well. So I think it's a really smart lineup from Moyes, and it's definitely a lineup we should be really blowing them out of the water with. Yeah, Viborg just taking the ball. Oh, I think no foul. Viborg with the ball here. First attack of the game potentially for them. They don't look in any hurry to use it though. Big switch to their number 7. It's not very helpful that we literally know nothing about these Viborg players. I have no idea. They could have the next Mbappe in this squad, or they could have something even better like the next Craig Dawson. But you know, it's hard to sort of know what you're in for. But good little play on the right hand side here. I think Souček does just about get there first, so it is going to be a corner. Now, I know train strikes have been going on today, but I'm quite surprised at how empty the stadium is. It's I mean, all the Viborg fans managed to get there all right. I think that completely packed out sort of lower tier of the away end, which is something I guess you'd love to see. Ball floated in. Yeah, not too much going on there. Interesting to see that. Does anyone know why Moyes isn't on the touchline tonight? Is it? He's got a ban, isn't he? I think he's got. I think him. So him, Rice, and I think Creswell have all got bans for today's game. So it'd be quite interesting actually to see if Bill can lead the boys on the line. That's something I actually did forget. I knew Rice had his ban obviously through. He criticised the refs and sort of they say were a bit corrupt during the Frankfurt defeat, and then obviously David Moyes I think booted a ball at the ball boy or whatever. So, but yeah, completely forgot he's not on the touchline tonight. So foul, ball in, Bowen arriving late in the box. Scamacca, oh, I don't know how that's not gone in. I think there could be an offside there anyway, but first attack of the game, Bowen really probably should have done better there. And then Scamacca's shot was very tame. Good ball in from Soufal. You know, Bowen making one of his trademark runs into the box, sort of cutting in. I have no idea how that didn't end up in the back of the net, but would have been offside anyway, so not the biggest of worries there. So Coventry picks up the ball in midfield, plays it back to Johnson. I think Johnson's been quite good at centre back. I don't know what other people have thought about Johnson so far. He's definitely been thrown in at the deep end with everything he's had to deal with at the moment. But I'd love to see him back at right back or left back because I think that's where he's definitely strongest. Strange not to see Kehrer in the lineup tonight. I mean, we did wonder if he was going to be registered in time. If he's on the bench, then I imagine he is. So it's quite interesting to see that he didn't start. You'd like to think that probably means that Zuma and Kehrer will be starting against Brighton on Sunday, which I guess is a positive sign. Unless Ogbonna plays really well today, and you'll probably see Zuma and Ogbonna back, which obviously start of last season was a very good centre-back partnership. Ball through to Bowen from Ashby. Brilliant ball. Picks it up. Bowen's going to look to cut inside here. He does. Oh, just past the left-hand post. I think he was going for a cross there, but just put a bit too much bend on it. But, you know, brilliant ball from Ashby, and that's what you get from him. You know, he's got a very good delivery. He's got a very good pass on him. But yeah, he just tried to clip it into the area for someone like Scamacca to attack, but just got a little bit too much on it, and it flies past the left-hand side of the post. So Viborg are going to build back from the back here. Ball in. Coventry takes it out brilliantly. Ashby, switch. Man, all eyes on Ashby today for me. I think he's an absolute class right back. You go just join the stream, guys. It is West Ham 0, Viborg 0, Europa League Conference first leg at the London Stadium. Get chatting. Obviously, as well, link down below for Patreon if you want the podcast. Obviously, the transfer news free and much, much more. Then follow the link below. It's just £5 a month. Very good value for your money. And Dave and X will really appreciate it. I think scoring first here and quickly would be very crucial for us. We really need that boost. You know, we haven't scored so far this season. Yes, it's only been 2 matches, but we really need to we need a bit of a pick me up, especially after a game like, in preparation for a game like Brighton, where famously we haven't beaten them in 10 games. You know, it's going to be a big struggle if we don't come up with a result here. I mean, Viborg don't seem very phased at the moment. They are definitely playing their game. It's both teams sitting fairly deep in their area. I don't think there's going to be any counter-attacking football, which is obviously what we love to play. So that'll be very interesting to see how that changes our game plan. Yeah, Ashby's done really well there to try and help shepherd it out of play. I think it could be his breakthrough season. I do. I think he's a really, really class player, Ashby. I'd love to see him in the first team a little bit more. Besides Creswell, he's got the best delivery on any of our fullbacks, in my opinion. Cornet switches to the man Ashby. Takes it down very nicely. The last time Ashley did play in a European game, we lost 1-0 to... who was it? It was a Croatian team, Dynamo Zagreb, I believe. So he'll be looking certainly to make amends for that loss. Yeah, I mean, no team's got a good foothold in the game so far. It's definitely one of them where I think both teams are a little bit nervous because, I mean, Viborg, they're playing against West Ham. They definitely would feel a little bit outnumbered here, but in the current sort of climate of our team and the sort of things that are going on, they know we need a win tonight. So those players out there have got to be a little bit nervous for what's going on at the moment. It's definitely showing in the play right now. Commentary is dispossessed by number 11. Like I say, it's not very helpful that not a great ball from Johnson there with the outside of the foot. I'm not sure quite what he was thinking there. Maybe just getting it away. But yeah, it's not very helpful. I don't know any of the Viborg players. I'm not really familiar with any of those. Danish football isn't one of my specialties, unfortunately. Great to see Bonner back fit, though. I mean, if he can get back to what we sort of saw last season, then that'd be really, really good for us. I mean, we're at a stage right now where, yes, our centre backs are injured, but we've got a very good centre back selection. Dawson at times has been one of the best centre backs we've ever had. And then you've got Zuma still hopefully fit and coming in. You've got Keraher who's just signed. Oh, Johnson's been beaten here. Well, potentially to float a ball in here. Number 11, dummies it. Number 7, well in away from Bonner. Old-fashioned defender, that's what you love to see. Any score predictions in the chat at the moment? Anyone got any ideas of what they reckon the score's going to be today? Obviously, live in the chat. Welcome to chat with me. I'll answer all questions. Oh, Bowen is tripped there. It's going to be a free kick for us, just on the edge of the box.
The Viborg players.
Oh, they're the Viborg players. Yeah, no names jumping out from me there from the Viborg players, unfortunately. But probably won't be able to even pronounce half of them, to be honest. Thanks. I really hope this isn't going to be one of our sort of classic games where we just can't score. Really need an early goal here, just to lift, just to lift the mood a little bit. I don't know what that atmosphere is like in the stadium. I can't imagine it's too good, but yeah, we just need a bit of a lift. I think we're literally at half capacity tonight, which is, I mean, yes, we've got train strikes, but it's quite embarrassing. Europa League, we've got a Europa League conference game qualifying. Maybe it's because people just assume that we're going to get past it and they're not really that bothered. Hopefully they're right, but either way, it could be. It's definitely a banana skin game. We've either got to win it or 5am here in Australia. Is there a decent crowd in? I mean, fair play to you, mate. 5am in Australia. Fair play to you for still being up, supporting the Hammers. But no, I mean, there's not a great crowd in. I mean, the Viborg sort of lower tier. I just answered. Oh yeah, I did. To be fair. See that? Didn't even know that was your question, but yeah, I mean the Viborg away fans have all come in big numbers today. I think the whole lower tier is completely sort of packed in, but yeah, we're about half capacity or something like that. So yeah, not very good. But 5 a.m. in Australia, I mean, that's a proper fan right there. Unless you're just really bored, you're not a West Ham fan, you're just perusing YouTube. But, still 5 a.m. I do wonder what Moyes has said to Bill, obviously our first team coach leading the sort of team at the moment. I wonder if he's got like a little secret AirPod in at the moment. He's just telling him all the instructions, or he's just sort of giving him his orders, and then he's going to sneak in at half time and kind of just give the team talk and stuff. I don't think it'll have a huge effect on our game plan. I mean, all these players know how Moyes, what sort of system Moyes plays and what he wants from them. So I doubt not having him at the technical area is going to make too much of a problem. It's actually quite good that we're doing the qualifying stages and we can get that ban out the way as soon as possible for players like Rice and Creswell and Moyes, because you'd like to think if you can get to the group stages, you'll face tougher opponents. So it's good that we're sort of getting that out the way now, I guess. Viborg are on the attack though. Well cut out by Ashby into the midfield. No one's there to pick it up. Scamacca really needs a goal tonight, doesn't he? I mean, against this sort of opposition, he really needs a goal tonight just to get off the mark. £33 million is a big price tag to hold above your head. And, we know as good as any team that if your star striker is not scoring goals for you, the fans are going to be on your back. And there's going to be question marks from all over the place as to whether the price tag was justified. So, the quicker he gets off the mark, the better for him. I'm West Ham, travelled to London in 2011 to watch us get beaten 4-2 by Man United in Avram Grant's relegation year. I mean, yeah, you chose the best year, didn't you, to travel for England? Avram Grant years are not our best. But yeah, that's really respectable. I mean, how did you sort of get into West Ham? Did you used to live in the UK or always been Australia, just sort of picked it up? I'm always interested to see how fans from other countries do get sort of picked up by... I know Australian football isn't the most lucrative, so maybe that does just sort of get you over to West Ham. But yeah, total respect, man. Surprised to see Oggy. Yeah, I'm definitely surprised to see Oggy in the lineup today. Sort of that was definitely kept quiet by the club. Very great to see him, obviously. I mean, he was supposed to be back at the end of last season, and then the injury was a bit more sort of serious than we first expected it to be. So it's good to see that he's kind of up and about again. And what a time to come in as well, considering our centre-back issues. I mean, we have just signed Kera, but I'd probably rather see Oggy in the lineup. And now that we're starting our 2 game weeks again, we're going to need every centre-back and every player as fit as possible. So, yeah, great to see the Ogfather back in the West Ham shirt. Yeah, it's definitely kept very quiet, that one, to be fair. I didn't hear much from that on Patreon or anything about Ogbonna coming back. It's just one of those where, if you feel fit, you feel fit. You just sort of go for it, didn't you? Bowen surely he's going to look to Tufau here on the left. Cornet's open in the space. Something's gone wrong here. Probably just scored, no my luck. And no, sorry, we are back. Not sure how that happened so far, but Mark, how you doing, mate? Thoughts so far on Souček? He's looked all right. I think he hasn't really been involved too much in the game. I mean, obviously he's got a new partner in Coventry tonight, who will not be able to cover as much as Rice does. So potentially this could be where we see a lot more of Souček's issues highlighted, potentially. But yeah, he's not done anything wrong so far. So I'm back in here. But yeah, Souček is definitely a player tonight who you'd love to see a big performance for. He definitely needs his confidence back after 2 very poor performances. And even last season as well, he didn't really finish off on a very high standard. So I do really hope that he does have a big game today. Both him and Bowen need big games today after some really poor performances. And obviously we want to see Scamacca get through and get on the scoreline as well. But I'm definitely keeping an eye out for him, Mark. Don't worry, mate. Obviously, the only reason Mark is asking this is because he's got Souček in his fantasy football team. So, he wants Souček to be playing as well as possible so he can get a couple of points on the board because he's not doing too well at the moment. And obviously, he also did make a very bold prediction that Souček would be our most improved player this year. So, he could be failing on all fronts here unless Souček has a good season. It's all depending on that big number 28 for him. Mark's whole career as both an FPL player and as a West Ham YouTuber is on the line here tonight. So definitely not surprised to see that he's on your watch list, mate. Definitely agree. Ari Bowen too. Yeah, I mean, you don't want people to start coming up with the words like purple patch and stuff like that. You want bit of a heavy challenge there. I don't know if that's going to be called back at all. 11 takes the ball, drives it low. I think Guerrero did have it covered, and I think that probably would have been a foul actually as well. But yeah, that was a bit of a surprise. Very easily muscled off the ball though, Coventry. I mean, looked a little bit of a foul potentially, but could be make or break for Coventry tonight. To be fair, I'm surprised Flynn Downs didn't get an opportunity, but yeah, Moyes has opted for Coventry, who is a player I did think potentially would get let go by Moyes. So be interesting to see if maybe tonight is an indication that maybe Coventry will be a part of Moyes' plans in the future. But I definitely want to see Downs maybe make an appearance tonight. Cornet just about sort of lets the ball out. Viborg now have the ball again. Just sort of toying around in the middle of the park. They're in no rush. Especially if it's a home leg. I mean, why is Moyes in the stands? Moyes is in the stands because he's on a touchline ban at the moment. Because I think he kicks a ball at one of the ball boys, and that resulted in him getting a touchline ban. Souček picks up the ball here. So yeah, that's why Moyes isn't in the technical area tonight. Soufal in. Bowen picks up the ball. Lets it lie. I think that's going to be just a random goal kick. Yeah, I actually forgot about that too. I saw him in the stands, and I was thinking, is he just not bothered about teaching tonight, or what's going on? Let's have a look here. Viborg are on the attack there. Ashby showing some great speed to get back. Areola boots it long field. Johnson plays it on. Souček picks it up nicely, but he's going to lose the ball. No, he manages to get to Ashby. Ball down the line. Jarrod Bowen's on here. Danny just said Scamacca goal. I don't know whether that's because he scored or if that's what you want, but I think we are a couple of seconds behind here for the stream delay and such. So, I mean, I don't know. Assist Cornet. I mean, I don't know if you're toying with me here, Danny, mate, but that would be a pretty good start to both of their careers at the moment. Soufal on to Cornet. He's to and fro in here. Puts the ball in the back of the Scamacca. Goal. Well, there you go. It is real. We have got a bit of a delay, obviously, going on here. But Scamacca scores his first goal, and it is assisted by Cornet. I mean, what more could you want? Yeah, it's real, Danny. I mean, you never know with these comment sections because I am on a bit of a delay here, so you never know. But yes, Scamacca. I mean, he's 6'5" for a reason. This is what he does. Brilliant ball from Soufal over the top from Cornet. He does go for the cross, I think, but just about gets it back and ricochets off the player. Cuts in once, cuts in twice, lofted ball in. Scamacca, he's too heavy, he's too big, jumps in the air, gets his first goal for the club. And, like we said earlier, that is so needed for him. Mark says, get in, absolutely, mate. Needed that goal, first goal of the season. Not really sure what the keeper was doing necessarily there, but yeah, Scamacca just too big in the air. Scores his first goal of the season. Brilliant play. Brilliant play. Definitely very positive that he's got his first goal. Like I say, when you've got a price tag of £33 million on your back. And I mean, look at Haller. West Ham fans were very quick to get on his back when he wasn't scoring. So for Scamacca to get his first goal in his first start, I mean, it's really good. And obviously Cornet as well, showing what he proves, showing what he can do on the left-hand side with that delivery. Brilliant delivery. I mean, it's going to be underrated, but it's a great delivery from Cornet into the box. And it gives us that added edge as well, because Antonio's not really that kind of player, is he? He's not the kind of player that's going to outmuscle his opponent in the air and manage to just nod the ball in. But, Scamacca does give us that different edge with his aerial ability. I'm pretty sure he had 100% aerial duels won in the City game when he came on as well. So he's definitely showing he's got something to prove in the air. If he gets service, he looks deadly. Absolutely, mate. As well as his role in the team to, sort of incorporate other players, to bring other players into the game. The other side of it is, if he's able to get service, which he hasn't got so far in any of the games we've played, he's gonna finish. One thing that I noticed about Scamacca when I was sort of researching him and looking up what he does, he's a very clinical finisher. He's got an absolute thunderous strike on him. So if he gets service, he's going to look deadly. And with players like Ben Rama and Creswell and even Bowen, he's got a good cross on him. I think we're going to do really well this year to put him in. It's one thing that Haller never really got at West Ham was service and decent crosses into the box. But if he can get the service that he needs, he's going to be scoring a lot of goals for us. And, even just there, look, Scamacca picks up the ball deep and then switches it to Ashby. On the attack here, Bowen, he does cut in. Plays it to Ashby, a halfway line. I mean, I think that we probably should have done a little bit better there, but great play from Ashby and Bowen on the right-hand side. And, like I said, you look at Scamacca, he's not just there to score goals. He's there to drop deep and lay the ball off. But even, that long pass, I mean, that's a brilliant long pass to Scamacca. All around, he looks a very, very good sort of striker. He looks like a bit of a Harry Kane striker at the moment, in the way that he's going to sort of drop deep a little bit, but he's got a really good pass on him. He's going to bring other players into the team. And that's the edge that you get when Antonio plays. But, if you can get another player in who does that and more, which is kind of what Scamacca looks like at the moment, then, we're going to look a very good outfit this year. So West Ham 1, Viborg 0. In all the excitement, I haven't actually changed the banner just yet, but it is West Ham 1, Viborg 0. Very excited about that. Yeah, we definitely needed that sort of early goal, especially getting someone like Scamacca on the score sheet. I mean, what more could you ask for, really, so far in this game? It's not been a great game by any means, but, Cornet getting the assist, Scamacca on the goal, getting an early goal in as well. Sufau, Ashby look very solid in the fullback positions. Yeah, Viborg just playing around with the ball nicely. I mean, we don't look too phased by this at the moment. Oh, very good play from Viborg, but muscled off by Sufau. Area now with the ball, going to build from the back. Up to Bowen. Bowen does well to control the ball. Potentially back into midfield. Coventry on the ball now. Through to Lanzini. A little bit of a breakaway on here if he is quick enough. Scamacca on the left-hand side. Position swap now. Cornet is now in the box. Scamacca shoots. Great save. Cornet. I mean, I'm not sure if that was offside. Yeah, it was offside. Man, what a strike from Scamacca there. Great save from the keeper. It's good to see that we are still playing the same system in the sense that just like Antonio, Scamacca will sort of go to the wings and he will sort of cut in and create that sort of space. Really good strike from him so far, though. He's best player besides Ashby. I think he's best player on the pitch right now for us. Very excited to see more of him. Imagine if he does something like get a hat-trick today. It's going to be so important for his confidence coming into other games. So by no means is this game done and dusted at all. But anyone got any thoughts for Sunday against Brighton? Anyone sort of any sort of players here tonight that you think maybe should be starting? Any thoughts on Brighton? I mean, it's going to be a big game for us, of course. Starting off the season with 3 straight losses, we just can't be doing that. And Brighton look like a good side, but we just can't be doing something like that. Obviously, 10 games we haven't beaten Brighton in the Premier League as well. It's getting a bit embarrassing now. No disrespect to Brighton, obviously, of course, but to not have beaten them in 10 attempts in the Premier League in seasons where we've got European football twice. It's crazy, really. It's a definition of a bogey team, Brian. I don't know why I put myself through it to go to the game on Sunday, but here's hoping we finally break that duct. But I don't know what anyone else's thoughts are. I also wonder in this game who's going to get some more minutes. I think is it 3 subs or 5 that the European games get now? I mean, I know it's 5 in the Premier League. I can't remember if they if it's still the 3 subs in the European leagues this season. I'm not actually sure. Scamacca in a bit of a foot race here, not busting too much of a gut. Terrible ball back from the defender, and we will get a corner out of that. That's what you do, if you put pressure on the players like Scamacca, pressing the players, he wins himself a corner. And this will be interesting to see as well, the aerial dominance of West Ham. Will it continue into this season with players like Scamacca, with players like Aged, Ogbonna, Souček, of course? Can we keep up this aerial dominance that we've been showing so far in Moyes' tenure? Bowen is going to be on the delivery, floating the ball in. Bowen with the ball in, back post, keeper palms it away. Not quite away yet. Viborg do get it away now. Just going to reset here with Ashby and Coventry in the midfield. Cool as you like. Should be going away again now. Just trying to get ourselves back in shape after that corner, it seems like. Nothing too crazy. I'd hope that the West Ham players do want to put on a bit of a show tonight, put on a bit of a statement, trying to score some goals. Don't really want it to be a case of, we've got this 1-0, we sort of go off the mark a little bit. I want to see some attacking football. I want to see some goals. If you're just joining us, West Ham 1, Viborg 0 in the Conference League first leg qualifiers. If you're new around here, obviously subscribe at Finchy Riley on Twitter. And obviously down below, you can see the link to Patreon. You get some free podcasts. You got Mad Dog Bites, loads of content. And of course, there is just less than 2 weeks left on the transfer window. If you want all of your transfer window stuff news as soon as possible, Patreon is the place to get it. Just £5 a month. It's basically just one less pint a month, which I know is a hardship for most of us, but it is really, really good value. So if you are interested in that, like I say, the link is just down there below. Exclusive news from XWH employee and much more. Great to see all the Viborg Ultras have made it to the game. I wonder what they sort of think going into a game like this. Are they sort of, headhunting for a big team like West Ham, or are they just not really fazed by it? Does it look like a forced substitute here from Viborg? Obviously, no idea if the player coming to the pitch is the next Neymar, or if the player they just left on the pitch was the previous Ronaldo. No idea. And Gay comes on, I believe, from Anna Yembi. Like I said, no idea what that sort of effect that has on the game. I guess we'll see. Very interesting to watch a game where I have absolutely no idea about the other team. Normally if I'm watching, I know quite a few Premier League teams. I know sort of the players. sort of get to grips with all of those. But watching a team, and this is the same for West Ham as well. If you're a player, you probably don't know much about Viborg apart from obviously what the scouts have told you. So be interesting to see how they sort of approach a game like this, and just not sort of knowing the dangers, not really knowing many players from the opposition. Ball is clipped into the Viborg midfield. I mean, they don't look in any rush to get a goal back today. I mean, obviously it is a first leg, so unless it's 3-4-0 from us, the job is far from over. So, I don't think if Viborg can take it back to, Denmark, where they're from, and so maybe they've got a potential fortress of a stadium. I think that's what you sort of do, isn't it? As an away side, you'd be thinking to yourself, we can keep this 1 or 2-0. The game's definitely far from over, and obviously from our perspective, we just want to get it done and dusted as quickly as possible. He kicked the ball at the ball boy in Frankfurt and got suspended. Yep, absolutely spot on, Craven. Obviously, Creswell, he got a red card in the Frankfurt game from taking down Hinterregger, whatever his name was, pulling him down. Second red card of the knockout stages. So I think he's just serving that ban still. And then obviously Declan Rice had some pretty stern accusations at full time, and that's why he's not playing tonight as well. So two of our players and one of our staff. I think potentially even. I mean, surprised Nolan's not on the touchline. Perhaps it's because Moyes wants him in his ear. He's up in the stands. He still needs his sort of staff and coaches to kind of give him a little bit of advice. So maybe that's the reason why. But a bit surprised not to see someone like Nolan as the first coach today. Yep, not an awful lot happening in the game so far, unfortunately. Obviously, it is 1-0 to West Ham. Scamacca with the goal, Cornet with the assist. Ball clip through. Viborg are through here, but Areola does manage to get off his line quick enough to pick it up. It was very worrying, though. They did get past the first line of defence. Souček, can he pick a pass out? Sees Lanzini in the deep. Going to switch the ball down now to Johnson, who may look to Ashby. Ashby, the trademark ball over to Bowen, but it's well off the mark. Another long ball from Viborg. I mean, we could clearly see what their kind of game plan is at the moment, just to kind of, trick West Ham into coming too far forward and then just playing them on the counter-attack, playing a long ball over the top. Obviously, maybe they think Johnson's not as strong, so they think you just muscle him off, or maybe they think that Ogbonna is not as quick as some of their players, but I think that's probably what they're looking to do at the moment in terms of any attacking output from our opposition. Could be a potential counter-attack here. Lanzini lays it off to Cornet, who may look to go long. Bowen was there, but he does pick up the ball. He has tackled the Viborg defender. Plays it through to, I think, Soufal. Lanzini on the overlap. Back post. Scamacca's there. Plucks it out the air beautifully. Needs a bit of support. Ashby is there. He's not got the 6'5" Italian to aim at. Ashby once again. He's got a brilliant delivery. Scamacca lays it off to Coventry. Yeah, it looks like we're just sort of rebuilding the chance at the moment. Opting to go a bit slower. Yeah, not against that at all. I mean, Sufal looks like a natural left back. I mean, right, I think we are back. Technical difficulties as always. Whether it's just my laptop can't handle running a stream as it's proved before, or whether it's just our crappy internet, I'm not sure, but we are back. Just 5 minutes to go till half time. Don't imagine there'll be much time added on. Should close out the half nicely for us. 45 minutes in, 1-0. I mean, realistically, we should be putting on a bit of a statement, a bit of a show tonight. But we just need to get the job done. No injuries. Scamacca's got his first goal. It's a good first 45 minutes, but we want to see more. We need to see more. If we're playing this way against Brighton, I feel like we're going to get played off the park a little bit. Obviously, we are missing key players such as Declan Rice, such as Zuma, and I guess Creswell. But we really need to be playing a little bit better here. But hopefully, we're just getting out of first gear in the first half, and we do improve in the second. Cornet's got lots of space here. Coventry does opt to look for him. Scamacca plays the ball down very well. Manzini's going to pluck the ball out of the air here. Does give it away to Viborg. They do have a little bit of an attack on here. Big number 8. Looks to get up a shot. Oh, do you know what? That wasn't far off. That really wasn't far off. Lundwick, I believe it was, just curled it past Areola's post. I mean, Areola was beaten spectacularly by Orsic when he played against us for Zagreb, and he almost got beaten by spectacular effort there as well. But luckily, it does fly just past the Frenchman's post. Scamacca does opt to go for Bowen. I mean, ambitious ball. He almost did pull it off as well. Very impressed by Scamacca's long passing at the moment. I mean, we're talking sort of Declan Rice level from what I'm seeing at the moment, and that is very encouraging from someone like your striker. Like I say, it does seem like a Harry Kane to where he is going to drop deep sometimes, and he's going to almost play as a 10 or a winger, just to bring other players into the team, such as what Kane does for Spurs, and he's such an influential player for them. He's really exciting me at the moment, Scamacca. He could be a very, very top player for us. Not convinced with Ashby tonight. Passing not great. I have to disagree a little bit, mate. I think Ashby's had a decent game so far. I think he's especially when he's got into the final third and he's sort of had his little integrating play with Jarrod Bowen. I think he's been really, really good. Obviously some of his passing has been a little bit astray, but one thing I haven't seen from him so far is his deliveries, and I think that is a very, very key part of his game. He's got a very good delivery on him, and even if his passing is not necessarily that good, I think his crossing is remarkable. So hopefully we do see a little bit more of that from him tonight. But it's been quite hard for him to get as far forward as he normally likes to. But interesting to hear that you were not convinced on Ashby. I really like Ashby as a player, so maybe I'm just not quite. I mean, as I say, that Ashby does pass the Lanzini is offside, but maybe I'm just not noticing it as much as other players. But I wouldn't say we've had there's a bad performance in the squad. The only person I'm sort of not convinced on that subject is Coventry at the moment. I'm not 100% sure that he looks very good tonight. I think we've got Flynn Downs, who should be a level above Coventry at the moment. So I probably would opt to see him maybe in the second half, get him 45 minutes, see what he's doing. But Ashby, for me, at the moment, I think he looks good. I think he's impressed me. Sufal at left back has really impressed me as well, though. I mean, to pick up the spot that he doesn't normally occupy. So just getting into the half-time whistle here. Just going to see how many minutes are added on. Wouldn't have thought there'd be a lot, but Viborg are on the attack here with the overlap. Going to opt to shoot. Arioli takes it down very, very easily. Johnson playing great. Long balls today, I think he is still improving. Yeah, I mean, I'd say Johnson offensively is probably the weakest part of his game. Defensively, he's pretty sound. Obviously, he's had to come in centre-back spot pretty abruptly. I do think he gets beaten a little bit too easily, and obviously his position is not great because he's not a centre-back by trade. But I think for what he's had to do and how quickly he's had to step up, I think he's looked like a very confident centre-back. So I completely agree with you, Danny, mate. Yeah, true. Some more crosses from Ashby rather than passing back is needed. Absolutely, mate. I mean, he showed it in pre-season. He's got an absolute brilliant delivery on him, and his long passing, I think, is very good. But he just hasn't been able to get as far forward. I mean, look, Danny talking about long balls in from Johnson, an absolute peach one there. Headed on to Cornet now. Passes it back into Sufal. He's going to look to get the ball in the box. Scamacca is there. That's some potential. Yeah, I mean, normally we opt for our left backs. I mean, the more attacking of the fullbacks. Obviously, Sufal has had more chance to get crosses in than Ashby, but I would definitely like to see Ashby show his stupendous delivery. I definitely think he needs to show more of that in the second half. He's gone for these nice little runs with Jared Bowen where they've sort of just played one or two passes and just allowed Ashby to get in behind, but it's just not quite worked out so far. If I'm David Moyes, half-time, I don't think he's going to be a happy man, but he'll always want to see more from his players. And playing against opposition like Viborg, he will want to be more than 1-0 up. But you can't complain too much. It's been a professional professional half from West Ham so far. They've come in, they've done what they needed to do so far. Great to see Oggy back. Yep, absolutely, mate. I mean, the Ogfather is back, and considering we have very, very little fit centre-backs at the club, Kieran not starting tonight. Potentially, he might start against Brighton alongside Zuma. So, I was interested to see no Kieran tonight. But you always want to see these influential players. And when he was injured, he was playing some of his best football for us. So, it's very annoying that he did get injured when he did, and he was, playing his best football. Yeah, Ogfather is just a little bit of a nickname. I used to call him the Italian Stallion, but unfortunately that name is now being given to Scamacca. But yeah, he's now being dubbed the Ogfather by me, I reckon. But yeah, half-time, 1-0 to West Ham. Very professional performance so far. Not too many complaints. Obviously, we do want to be more than 1 or 2 goals up. We need to find that extra gear, and I think that's something that we haven't found so far this season at all, is that extra gear. So I think we'll have more to show in the second half. As usual, we're going to have a little peruse on Twitter, see what the West Ham faithful are saying. Joe says, loving Cornet. Yeah, he definitely looks decent tonight. Ben Rama, I think for me, would be who I would be starting on the left so far. But Cornet obviously showing he's very direct, which you love to see. I feel like he's more of a Bowen type player than a Ben Rama sort of type player. Fornals and Ben Rama, the role that they play on the left, I think, is a lot more is a lot different to the role that Cornet sort of plays in his his stuff. So I think he'll be more of a Bowen sort of replacement, even potentially at times a striker. So that'd be very interesting to see. I do think he could do a job for us on the right. We need someone better than Souček. I mean, he's not done anything wrong tonight. He's just not done much to kind of show why he should be starting. You know, for me, I think a left back and a CDM, a number 8, sorry, is very crucial to our end of the window. We definitely need an upgrade on Souček. When I got injured against Liverpool last season, the team never seemed quite the same. No, not really. I mean, we had to get. I mean, luckily Dawson stepped in and played as well as he did. And obviously we tried Diop at times as well. But yeah, and you knew when he came off against Man United that I think was it Man United? Was it Man United? I thought Ogbonna got injured against, not Liverpool. I can't remember, but when he did get injured, it was worrying times. I mean, Zuma and Ogbonna was an absolute just stellar partnership. They look so good together. And you know, Ogbonna's ball playing as well has been brilliant. And that's one problem we faced, is that when Dawson came in, you know, it was either Zuma or Dawson that had to adopt the ball playing centre back role. And while Dawson did sort of adopt it better than I'd say Zuma did, you know, it's not quite the same as an Ogbonna sort of ball playing defender. That's why we've got a Gerd in, but you know, he's injured now, so not very convenient. But yeah, just great. It's great to see him back, really. You know, great professional. Been at the club now for a number of years. When is Moyes going to fire up this team this season? It's a difficult one to break down that. I mean, you know, the last game against Brighton, he was not happy. He was not a happy man. And you know, you could tell that some work needed to be done after that game. And then we came into the first game against City and he used words like stale. And he says, I need my Payet back. You know, maybe we just need a catalyst in the team. We don't really have that Payet type player at the moment who's going to take the game by the scruff of the neck and are going to be able to kind of create things. Benrahma looked like that player when he signed for us. And Payet was always that player for us. And Bowen at times last season seemed like that player. But so far, we just look very, very stale. You know, it has to be said. West Ham are so passive. I mean, you would have thought against a team like Viborg, we just take the game to them. But we do look very respectful at the moment. And whether that's because, like all West Ham fans, we are a bit worried that there is a potential for it to be a banana skin game, or whether that's just because we're not very confident at the moment, I'm not sure. But when you've got direct players like Cornet, Bowen, you've got players like Scamacca in your team, you need to just go all out, don't you? And this is our chance. You know, this is the game where if we are able to break through, if we are able to create some chances and score some goals, it could potentially fire up this team for the rest of the season. We did really well against Forest. We didn't score. We did really well. City, we didn't create anything, but you know, it's a City side. It's not much of an excuse, but it is a City side. So, you know, it depends. I'm going to be more critical after maybe like 5 or 10 games than I am just 3 games in. Pre-season obviously has been poor, so if you take that into account, I guess you could say, you know, we are already 10 games in. But whether it's even on Moyes' shoulders, to be fair, you know, at the end of the day, he can only play the same system that he's always played in terms of effectability. Like the players know the system by now. They know what Moyes wants to create. They know what they want to do. But they just don't seem to be the same team they were last year. We seem very just sort of stale, yeah, very just sort of. I fear Viborg will bring on their secret weapon, Nils Mortimer. Not sure who that is, mate, to be honest with you, but you know, definitely one to look out for in the second half if he does make an appearance. I don't know much about him. I don't know if you've got any sort of words of warning for us, any sort of description about the guy, but I can't say I've ever heard of him, I'm afraid. Sam says, I tell you what, Soufal doesn't look too out of place at left back, and every time I see Ashby play, I feel he gets a little more comfortable at this level. Can see him being a big player for us. Yeah, Soufal's been a really good at the left back role. he looks more comfortable there than he did at right back, to be honest with you. But he's a professional, isn't he? He's just one of those guys that is gonna, you put him on the pitch and he's always going to put 110%. And yeah, I'm really liking him at left back. And with Ashby, Johnson, and Soufal all at right back, and us struggling to get a left back, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Soufal adopt a role as a left back potentially in the team if we are sort of struggling. He's a winger. He just signed from Barcelona. Wow, I mean, Barcelona winger. Maybe that tells you everything you need to know. Definitely look out for him in the second half. I mean, is there any reason why he's starting? I mean, like I said, I'm not too sure on the quality of this Viborg side. I'm not sure how you managed to familiar yourself with them, but yeah, I mean, I guess it's just a name we'll look out for. Who knows? Craig Dawson says this midfield trio is not it. I didn't think we were playing a 4-3-3, but I'm assuming he means Lanzini, Coventry, and Souček. And those are three players for me who, if you are going to pick out any individual performances, you would say Coventry's not been great. Lanzini's looked a bit meh, and Souček's just kind of not impressed me that much. Laz says we need a cam so bad. I think we've got Benny and Fornals and Lanzini who could all play the number 10 role. So I don't think we should be desperate for a number 10. Lanzini was very good in that role last season. Whether he just needs to get back to that, I'm not sure. Bring on Benny for Lanzini. We need some creativity to break them down, says at Thor's WHU. Yeah, I mean, Benny played very, very well against Nottingham Forest. I think that, we talk about this being a game where potentially players can come in and kickstart their season. You want a player to get on the score sheet and potentially start their season. If he hasn't done it already against Forest, he could do it tonight. And I think Moyes will be making some changes. But, could even be the fact that he's going to be starting against Brighton. We can't forget, we've only got 2 or 3 rest days before we face Brighton. If we can get a result here tonight and rest some players and not, use up too much fitness, I think that is advantageous for all. But again, this is a sort of game where if you do bring in a player and they are able to have a great game, the confidence from that, they might even be able to kind of kickstart their season a little bit. Yeah, everyone's going crazy on Twitter about the 44.5 million fee for Morgan Gibbs White. I mean, Forest are a different animal this season, aren't they? I think with that, their spending will go up to 140 odd million, more than us, more than, I believe, Arsenal, more than Chelsea. They're definitely here to try and stick around and make a statement. As I've said in numerous videos so far, how they're going to adopt to so many new players in their team, I'm not sure. But 44 million for Morgan Gibbs White, who realistically didn't really do too well at Wolves and was put on loan quite a few seasons, had his breakout year at Sheffield United where he was really good and someone I actually would be quite keen to sign at West Ham. But for 44 million, I mean, Wolves have just signed Mateus Nunes for 50 million. We looked at Onana for around 35 million. Declan Rice is like 100 million. 44 million for Gibbs White. It feels like one of them situations where, Wolves wanted to price Nottingham Forest out of a move for Gibbs White, so just said, okay, we'll stick a £45 million price tag on him. They're not going to pay that. And then all of a sudden, Nottingham Forest cough up the 44 million. Also very interesting because I didn't think that they were a team that played with a 10, and I think that's where Gibbs White is best suited. I think, was it last time they played us? They played 5. I think it was a 5-2-1-2 actually, but they've got Lingard in that position, so it'd be quite funny if Lingard signs for Forest and all them go crazy about it, and then all of a sudden he can't even get into the side because Gibbs White goes in. if Scamacca gets a service this season, he will put them away, no doubt. Yeah, absolutely. One thing that we didn't cater to was Haller with his service. We've got better players in the team with better deliveries. Cornet, Creswell, Sufal, Ashby as well, I think, could be a key player for deliveries. Declan Rice, Jared Bowen, they're all going to be putting balls into the box. And one thing I think was a criticism of Haller is that he didn't use his physicality to his advantage that much. He was a big guy, but not very often did you see him kind of hang a ball up into the box for him and he just attack it and score the way Scamacca literally did just for his goal today. So, with good service like that, and we're a physical team. We know that we like to float balls in the box. We've got players like Souček, now Scamacca as well, Ogbonna, Zuma. We've got tall players in our team, so we are a team that already knows how to float a ball into the box, and that is another edge that Scamacca is going to give us from Antonio and from obviously Haller in previous years. Jacob Steinberg says, beyond the threat in the box, Scamacca does some very clever little things in possession, will be very effective if others are on his wavelength. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one thing you get from Antonio. He backs into his opponents. He plays the ball off to a winger, to a 10, comes quite deep. We're seeing that from Scamacca already. And one thing me and Mark did discuss was, is Scamacca going to be able to be a like for like for Antonio? Is he going to be able to fit that sort of system that Moyes has put in? Or is he going to struggle to adopt that? And just from seeing the last couple of games, he seems like Antonio, but taller and more aerial, and with a better strike on him, in my opinion. So it's good to see him adopting that sort of Antonio role to where he's not going to be selfish. He's going to be integrating Bowen, integrating Cornet, Benrahma, all these other players in. So it's really good to see that. Really impressed me so far, Scamacca. Paul says West Ham are passive everywhere they go. Yeah, we definitely need a little bit more oomph in the second half. Whether we do that with some substitutes or whether we just kind of stick to what we're doing and just go for it, I'm not sure. But we need to find that extra gear in the second half for sure. And respect to Viborg, they have actually put in some decent sort of crosses, some decent opportunities. They could quite easily just come back and score a goal, and we'll be in big trouble. So. Obviously, if you have just joined us, West Ham 1, Viborg 0, going in second half here. If you are a big West Ham fan, there's no better place to get your news, to get your content than from the boys at the West Ham Way on Patreon. Link down below. Listen, there's only a couple of weeks, there's less than 2 weeks left in the transfer window. If you're like me and you want to know every single rumour, every single done deal before anybody else, £5 a month, join the Patreon. It's at the West Ham Way. It's at the West Ham Way on Patreon. One pint less a month. That is pint's a pint. It's a big sacrifice to make, but believe me, it is worth it. And it's a lot more than just transfers. You got podcasts, you got exclusive content, and yeah, if you guys would like to do that, it would help Dave and X out greatly. Substitution here, you got Fornals and Lanzini. Oliver Lanzini, sorry. I mean, look, Fornals hasn't had a good start to the season. Be good to see him in that number 10 role, which is where I think he is suited. Honestly, this season, if we can get Benrahma and Cornet as our left wingers, and Cornet playing on the right wing sometimes, and then we've got ourselves Fornals and Lanzini as our number 10s, I think that's going to be a really good split of our players. Don't get me wrong, Benrahma for me, he is more of a number 10. But I think for Brentford, he certainly played on the wing. And if he can play the way he did against Brentford, I think that'd be very good. Interesting thing here, Jared Bowen is just applying some tape to his ankles. Don't know if he's injured or not. I mean, I'm not sure why he's done that necessarily. Definitely something to look out for in the second half. I hope it's not an injury, and if it is, get him off as soon as possible. But hopefully nothing too much to read into that. But he did just apply some claret ankle tape. But anyway, kicking off here, second half, West Ham 1, Viborg 0. Hope for some more goals on our side. And okay, ball away. Cornet picks up the ball here deep, plays it into Soufal. Nice little play. Fornell's coming deep, very deep actually. Switches the ball nicely to Ashby. Have a run, son. Come on. Ashby's come with the ball very, very, very far. Bowen then picks up the ball, lays it into midfield. Coventry now on the ball. Fornell's adopting a very deep role. I mean, I'm not sure if he is going to play the number 10 for us or what's going on. Maybe he's just covering Thomas Souček, as most of us have to do. Viborg on the attack. Lays it through. Oh, I mean, that could have slipped under Areola. Very well out the box there. Ogbonna did kind of... I think he was leaving that for Areola. Just have another look at this again. Ball picked up in the midfield. Lays it in nicely to the Viborg attacker. Ogbonna... I'm not sure if he left that or if he was just sort of... wasn't able to get there in time. Very good save from Areola. Very easily could have gone in, though. Cornet on the left-hand side here. Can he cut in? He's offside. Definitely one criticism of Fabianski we've had over the past couple of years is he's not very quick off his line. So it'd be good it's good to see in more than one occasion so far that Areola is being very quick off his line. Bro, can the match end with 2-1? Have you got a bet on today? Add beats or just any particular reason why 2-1? And 2-1 to who, mate? Hopefully West Ham. I really need to get myself a ring light. But look, meaning to get one for a little while, but I think they are correct. So I'm not sure which one to kind of get. I mean, normally I don't record videos in the dead of night, so I bet on plus 2.5. How much did you bet on that, mate? Was it one of those bet builders, or was it just a random sort of? Oh, Soufal gets muscled off the ball here, but he does win the foul. I'd say 2-1's a pretty interesting result if it does happen. I'd like to think we can keep a clean sheet against Viborg, but judging from the game right now, I think you could be onto something with a 2-1. I personally would have said I think I did my predictions with Mark. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I think it was something along the lines of like a 3-0 victory or 2-0 or something like that. I'll definitely have to watch the video back, the preview that me and Mark did just the other day on the West Ham Way, live on the West Ham Way. Yeah, that'll be interesting. It's 8:55 in Morocco. Yeah, it's 8:55 in England here as well, mate. Guess we're on the same time zone. But someone in the stream earlier said it was 5 a.m. in Australia and he was watching the match. So big up to him, to be fair. I mean, 8:55 here in the UK. Oh, Ogbonna absolutely clatters into the Viborg player, and he could be in a little bit of trouble. Probably just a yellow card. I mean, whether he just got a run of blood, a rush of blood to the head, or none of the ball almost went through the back of him. I think it's got to be a yellow card here for the Ogfather. Whether he just kind of, I don't know, maybe that's just a bit of rust from not playing for a little while, but very rash challenge from him, to be fair. I'm surprised he hasn't got a yellow card for that. I got 6 match. I just need this to win. So does it have to be exactly 2-1, or has it got to be just a West Ham win? I'll put on a few ACCAs in my time. I remember I stopped doing ACCAs. I stopped doing ACCAs because I was one win away from winning probably about 200, 300 quid. Me and my mate used to do ACCAs where I'd put in half, he'd put in half, and whatever we win, the winnings we sort of double it. So we used to split the prize pool, and we would have won the game. It was Leeds. I can't remember who they played against, but all I needed was a Leeds win by I think it was just over 1 goal or something like that, and they were winning. It was like 1-1. And Patrick Bamford stepped up to take a penalty and he missed it. And Patrick Bamford cost me about 300 quid. So after that, I didn't really do ACCAs anymore because, House always wins and it just probably put me off them. But it's interesting, ACCAs, that they make you care about matches you never care about before. So, I don't know if you're a West Ham fan, Beats, but, I myself was sitting there cheering on some Italian team to beat Napoli or something like that. All just because I had an ACCA on them. So it's interesting how they, you sort of start liking those teams just through that. But back into the game here, Fornals. He does lay it into Bowen. I think the keeper's going to get there. He certainly does. Not much of a change second half. Some of the people on Twitter saying things like West Ham are passive everywhere we go. It's certainly something that's been the theme of our season so far. We just, we need to take the game to Viborg. Ball laid into corner. Come on, this is more like it. Bowen's going to be over late in the box. The ball just flashes away from everybody. Souček picks up the ball. Oof! Just tipped over. Voted on 2.5, minus 2.5, but it's changed to plus 2.5. That sounds like a bit of an L, my friend. But yeah, just back to the game here. I think was that Ashby? I think, yeah, Ashby with an absolute thunderous strike. And the ball is tipped over by the Viborg keeper. Corner here, Jared Bowen to take it. Let's get another goal. Let's take the game to Viborg. Let's score a couple of goals. Get a bit of confidence in us. Get a bit of confidence in not just us, but the bloody fans as well. I mean, come on now. I mean, Johnson's just about as tall as the bloody keeper here. I mean, Scamacca should absolutely outrank him. Because it's not online. I just see it's plus 2.5. Well, listen, mate. I'm open. Ball floated in. Nothing much there. I think it should be another West Ham corner here. Look, mate. You and me both want quite a few goals in this game to go West Ham's way. So, fingers crossed for you, mate, that you get yourself through that last bet. How much will you win from that one then? Fornals on the opposite side, going to take the corner, floats it in. Horrendous corner from Fornals, but it is put behind for another corner. I assume he's going to be on it again. Hopefully he's going to improve. Didn't even beat the first man, near post. In a team, we've got a team of players, 6'4", 6'4", 6'5". Just float the ball in there, mate. Come on now. And he opts to go, oh my God, he opts to go near post again. A very poor corner once again from Fornals. He's on the list of players so far that need to start picking up some form. Otherwise, not only are they going to be 4 hours again, misplaced pass. Not only are they going to be, get the West Ham fans on their back, but David Moyes, with all these new players coming in, is not going to give you too much time to correct your mistakes. I bet $150 for 7 matches. So you should be getting a fair few money back there, mate. Fingers crossed the bet does come through for you because, listen, golden rules if you're betting. You don't bet on Man United and you don't bet on West Ham. Golden rules for betting. So, unfortunately, if you do lose, you've only got yourself to blame because Man United, West Ham, they're not teams that you bet on. Then they're just not. Unless you're betting on West Ham to lose to Brighton, in which case, you should be pretty confident in that one. Bowen does pick up the ball here. Scamacca, nothing in there. Still just kind of the theme of the first half, just not really showing a lot. This is not, even if we win, this is not a performance that is going to give me much confidence going into the Brighton game. And confidence is one thing we desperately need right now. Souček leans in for the ball very late. He does catch the Viborg player. Hopefully nothing much more comes of that. Coventry does pick up the ball in midfield. Lays it off to Soufal. Soufal looking for Cornet. Ops for Coventry. Coventry in midfield to Souček. Souček picks up the ball. Fornals lays it in. Ashby. It's Bowen. Is he going to look back to Ashby? Come on, boys. Be a bit direct. Coventry floats the ball into Soufal. Cornet with a bit of space. Goes for Cornet. Back to Soufal. Can he float one in? Now back to Cornet. He's going to look to put a cross in. Cuts in. Ball away by Viborg. It's just not good enough, mate. You need to go? Yeah, no worries, mate. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining the stream. Hope your bet does come off for you. Ball floated in. Oh, you got Souček and Scamacca both queuing up there. I mean, that's something you love to see. Cornet and Soufal have been our best delivery so far from the left-hand side. Bowen hasn't really been in the game much. Ashby hasn't been able to get forward that much. And I think that's probably the first time I've seen Souček actually put something else in the box. Definitely need some fresh legs in this team at the moment if we're going to show anything. Viborg keeper puts it into midfield. Fornals wins the ball. I mean, that's not what you want to see Fornals. You want to see Souček in that position. And Fornals does look to have injured himself in that. So he leaps for the ball. I think he just lands he lands quite awkwardly on his chest. That's not what you want to see. Let's have another peruse on Twitter, as we always do. West Ham Game Day says, no offence, but the drop in levels when going from Rice and Fornals to Souček and Lanzini is just mental. Sad to see too, because they're both players that have been brilliant for us at times and not too long ago. Definitely, I mean, more Souček for me than Lanzini personally, but definitely not at the level we need him to be at the moment, Souček. I think he just needs a rest. I think we need to bring in someone who's going to be able to challenge Souček. Not necessarily buy someone to replace him, but just someone who's going to challenge him. I feel like that's what we need at the moment. Because even in this game here today, you would have thought, give Souček a bit of a rest. I mean, whether Moyes has thought to himself, Souček needs this game to get back on track, I'm not sure, but surely you think, Flynn Downs and Coventry, give them a go, give Souček a rest for once. He's not going to get that rest if we don't buy someone else in as an understudy for him, or even someone potentially to just challenge him. So I do feel a bit sorry for him, but yeah, Lanzini's like Bowen for me. I think they just need to get back to sort of where they've been. And I think it'll just take a couple of games for them to do that. But, hopefully it wasn't just a purple patch for Bowen. Hopefully he does start picking up the form that we saw from him last season, because he was a really influential player for us. So it'd be sad to see his levels drop. Johnson looks to go long. We've seen that long ball from him quite a few times today. He's been very good, I think, Johnson, from what he's done. To adopt that centre back role is not an easy thing to do when you're a full back. Creswell couldn't do it when he was in a back three. He needed someone like Masuaku and Ogbonna and Rice to kind of fill the void. So Creswell couldn't do it. I don't think Soufal would be able to do it. It's good to see Johnson filling in that void and actually doing well for himself. When we are a team that gets injured so often, we need a bit of versatility, don't we, really? Viborg just on the sidelines here, maybe potentially getting a ball into the box. Referee doesn't blow for a foul. Viborg definitely believe they have received one. Chance for Ashby now to burst down the line. Fornals looks to switch it over to Ashby. Brilliant ball from Fornals. Interesting play such a deep role. I'm not sure what that is. Ashby into Coventry. He's going to look to go left to Sufal. Sufal into Fornals. Fornals into Cornet. I think Sufal will be offside here, but he is tackled anyway, and he is offside. Good play though. Good movement. That's what you love to see. Just need to find that extra gear at the moment, unfortunately. Still haven't found it. Yeah, he's definitely offside. It looked offside at the time, but if this is the standard of competition in the qualifiers, the level is extremely high. I've never seen a team I've never heard of play this comfortably in possession. Oh, definitely. I mean, we didn't want to do something like underestimate a team like Viborg. You can't underestimate any team in football. Look at Tottenham last year in the Conference League, Mura and the other teams that they faced. You can't underestimate any team in football. On any given day, any team can win a game of football. That's the problem. Any team can win a game of football on any given day. But yeah, they look very comfortable in possession. They've definitely, we've been very respectful to them so far. Probably a reason why we haven't got forward too much and actually created too many chances, because we are being very respectful to them. We don't want to give up a cheesy goal. We don't want to do anything like that. So as much as you want to, as you agree with that, it's definitely interesting to see them be so comfortable in possession and not really phased by playing a team like us either. Potential for a counter attack here is found, but the ball plays forward. Sufal in. Cornet's here. He's got Fornals in so much space. Can he find him? Not quite. He's going to have to look back to the midfield here. That was a really good chance. Sufal lays it into Coventry. Coventry out to Johnson. Going to look for Ashby. Ashby now. Lays it into Souček. Can he pick a pass? Into Fornals. Fornals. Nice bit of work into Bowen. Bowen is going to look to Ashby. Good chance this. Aim for Scamacca. Couldn't quite find him, Ashby. Johnson. Into Ashby. Lays it off to Bowen. Bowen's cutting it. He's going to look to the midfield. Lays it off to Souček. Just the same sort of thing going on at the moment, unfortunately for us. Sufal lays it into Coventry. Ogbonna. Johnson. He looks to Ashby. Come on, we just need to be a bit more direct. Get something going here. Bowen on the ball. Cuts in, shoots. Goal, Jarrod Bowen. Brilliant goal from Jarrod Bowen. You love to see it. Brilliant goal. He needed that today. He really, really needed that today. Brilliant goal from Jarrod Bowen. He really, really needed that today. You love to see that. And I'm pretty sure the ball was from Ashby into his feet. So I think the assist will be for Ashby. Yeah, he really needed that. Souček. Actually, I don't think Souček lays the ball in. The Viborg player tries to step in but can't quite get there. Jarrod Bowen just on the edge of the box. That's the confidence you love to see as well. Opens up for him. Oh, what a finish. What a finish. I mean, hopefully this is the start of the Jarrod Bowen we know we can see. 2-0 to West Ham against Viborg. Brilliant. You love to see it. And Bowen does just do a little chant celebration. Perhaps he's trying to silence some people who have been making some comments about him. But big statement, big statement from Jarrod Bowen. That goal could kickstart his season. And we're talking about ourselves being passive and that being a big problem for us. There's nothing less passive than literally just firing at the ball. Just picking up the ball, picking up the loose ball and just having a shot. And that's what we need to be doing more of. and we end up getting a goal from it. Someone did say in the chat, by the way, earlier that this Mortimer geezer is a bit of a player. Apparently, he's a winger from Barcelona, so be interesting to see if he can do anything. I mean, apparently he's their secret weapon, according to one of the live viewers. Tilo Kehrer, he comes on for Ogbonna. Ogbonna's got his minutes, brilliant. We're getting some minutes on for Kehrer as well. Looks like Jared Bowen is coming off for Saeed Benrahma as well. Nice to rest him. Love, Benrahma, if he could pick up a goal today as well, that'd be really good for us. Bowen does look a bit pissed off at that. He doesn't look very happy that he's just been subbed off. Like I said, this is one of those games where he can put a statement in where he can sort of silence the haters in the way he's already done it so far. And I think we're going to see Scamacca come up. Yeah, Scamacca comes off for Antonio as well. So triple change for West Ham. Bowen off, Scamacca off, Ogbonna off, Kehrer on, Benrahma on, Antonio on. So smart from Moyes. We've got about 20 more minutes of football just to play. It's good to get some fresh legs in there. Tilo Kehrer as well. Hopefully he'll be able to just get some minutes on the board, get himself integrated into the squad. So definitely agree with all of that from Moyes. Get some fresh legs on. Bowen does look very pissed off to be taken off, though. I have to say, whether that's just because he thinks he's playing well when he wants to kind of, because a lot of people have been getting on his back recently. Jared Bowen, whether these West Ham fans read Twitter, I hope to God they don't. Whether these West Ham players read Twitter or not, I don't know. But if they are, then you'll see that he does get a lot of criticism, Jared Bowen, at the moment for his performances recently. So hopefully this is a bit of a statement for him. But he did look like he wanted to get a few more minutes on the board there. Cornet skips brilliantly away and he gets taken down by the Viborg player. Going to be a free kick and a yellow card. Great play from Cornet there. We talk about directness, and that's exactly what you want to see. Skips effortlessly past the Viborg player and he has to get taken down. West Ham in trouble now, says Brian. I mean, mate, Mortimer masterclass. I'm ready for it. I'm prepared for it. I'm scared for it. It could well happen, knowing our luck. But Viborg go on the attack here. They do look to the left. This is a decent chance for them. Ball could be in the box here, and it's 2-1. 2-1. Very, very poor defending. Very, very poor. Areola beaten at his near post. 2-1. 68 minutes in. I don't think anyone was really expecting this, especially after got that second goal. But no sort of grit in the midfield. Ashby's not able to get over enough. Ball's just floated in. Soufal's beaten in the air by, I'm not exactly sure who. Brilliant ball in the box. Just floated in there. Areola, I think, has got to come for that, in my opinion. He's got to come for that. But yeah, 2-1 now. I mean, goals galore. Should we be worried? Potentially. This is Jensen got the goal. I'm not sure who exactly assisted it. Viborg on the attack again now. Almost laid it in. I mean, this is worrying. Definitely worrying for us. This is definitely not what you want to see. Certainly not panic stations at the moment, but If you're just joining us, 70 minutes in, Viborg 1, West Ham 2. Viborg have just scored minutes after Jared Bowen scored. They have got a free kick as well on the edge of the area here. Could be worrying times for us. Let's hope that we don't throw this game away. Ball floated into the box. Areola keeps gathers very easily. I mean, that just kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it? I don't think any of us were expecting that. Not keeping a clean sheet against a side like Viborg. Definitely very worrying. Kera, I'm not exactly sure where he was during that whole interaction. Johnson won't do much aerially, and unfortunately, Sufau at the back post just has too much to do there. He's not going to be able to outleap a player as tall and as strong as Jensen. Ball out wide again for Viborg. This is where they scored before. Ball floated into the box. Cornet does block. Areola does gather. We need a third goal, don't we? We definitely need a third goal. I mean, look, I'm not entirely sure who said about Mortimer coming on, but he comes on and 2 minutes later, West Ham do concede. So perhaps he is this secret weapon that he's been bigged up to be. Hopefully not. Hopefully we do see this over the line. Desperately need a win. We can't be drawing here. We just can't. Like I said, if you are just joining us, 72 minutes in, West Ham 2, Viborg 1. If you are new around here, obviously subscribe and don't forget to follow. To look at the West Ham Way on Patreon. If you want your exclusive news as quickly as possible, like I do, transfers, predicted teams. I mean, the team tonight was out, I think, 30 minutes before kickoff. If you're like me, you're not very patient. You want to see all this stuff as quickly as possible. £5 a month. I know a pint is a difficult thing to let go, but just £5 a month is all very worth it. And it's not just news. You've got podcasts on there, exclusive content, interviews. It's really, really worth the money. So if you do want to try and check out the West Ham Way on Patreon, link is on the banner there and should be in the description. Viborg again have a decent chance here on the right-hand side. Sufau does take him down. I think that is going to be a foul. Not really sure how this game's going to go, to be honest with you. Could be in big trouble here. Obviously, it is just the first leg, so winning or losing the first leg, it's not the end of the world. This game for me isn't even about the Conference League. Mortimer fires one over the bar. Areola had to pay attention. I'm assuming that's about to happen. Like I said, we do have a bit of a delay here on the stream at the moment to when you're probably watching it. So not entirely sure. I think that's probably going to happen in the next minute or so. A bit of a skew with clearance that from Fornals. It looks like it's going to go out for a corner. I mean, we're getting pegged back by Viborg here. It's not looking. We're not looking very, very confident. I'm not overly confident. Kera does look a little bit outmuscled in that box. He's not looking very tall, which is worrying me a little bit. Ball comes out to the number 17, the scorer of the goal, Jensen. Areola goes for the ball. Does manage to punch it away just about. Honestly, looks like we're going to be pegged back for this last, 30 minutes or so. Number 10, Mortimer. He does fire over. And I believe this is the guy, Mortimer. I believe this is what you're referring to. Very decent strike from him. And Areola does have to be quick to react to save that. Definitely a good save from Areola. I mean, what a strike that was. Bloody hell. Viborg are piling on the pressure at the moment. I'm not really sure if we're going to be able to deal with it. Ball in from the box. Terrible, terrible corner. Blasted away by West Ham. I mean, like I said, today is more about the result, the manner in which we get the result. I'm not even really thinking too much about the fact that this is a Conference League qualifier, and I definitely should be. But this is more about the fact that if we lose here tonight, we could go into panic stations, both as fans and as players. So a decent performance and a decent result here is really, really needed. Just 14 minutes to go. Can West Ham hang on? Can they get another goal? Let's see. It's time for the old peruse around Twitter. See how many people are upset. So they have 4 nails on the ball. Definitely need another goal here just to, just to shore things up a little bit. Kehrer looks for Benrahma. Benrahma on the right. Drives into the box. Plays it through to Antonio. There we go. 3-1. What is the one thing we said this game we needed? Not to be passive. What's the one thing Benrahma's done as soon as he comes on? He drives to that byline, plays it straight into Antonio. Easy, quality. The guy, honestly, is going to have a breakout season this season. I don't know. I absolutely have no reason why nobody seems to rate him. But Kehrer plays it in beautifully to Benrahma. Benrahma beats his first player easily, has the control to dive in to the byline and just plays it effortlessly back to Antonio, who recognises that he needs to drop back. He's got about 4 players around him there, and he's managed to get the ball through. We talked about needing a Payet-type player, a player who's direct, a player who creates goals. He's done that, He's created that goal. Top quality for Sayed Benrahma. Beautiful. He needs to be starting against Brighton. No doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it. Through into West Ham. As Brian says, it's all over now. New West Ham had the quality for the win. A lot of us didn't know that, mate. Me included. But hopefully now, it's a good response, and Benrahma has to start against Brighton. He absolutely has to start against Brighton. He's looked so sharp since he's come on. He's been on for what, like 10 minutes? Already got an assist, already shown this is what we need. We need the directness of Benrahma. A player who's just going to... And this is something that he didn't do very often last year. He didn't sort of drive at opponents very often. He didn't sort of just, go on a run and show a bit of fight, a bit of fire. But, this season he looks a different animal. He looks like the Benrahma we saw for Brentford. The Benrahma who, has the skill to literally just drive at you and put you on your back foot. And we saw that during that goal just there. And it's brilliant play from Benrahma. He could have considering that a lot of West Ham fans were maybe happy with the sanction of his sale, I think they might be regretting that just now, especially of how well we're playing with Benrahma in the side. Like I said, if you're just joining us, West Ham are now 3-1 up against Viborg. Benrahma beautifully drives to the byline, to the edge of the box, cuts in, beats about 3 or 4 players and lays it into Antonio, who just has an empty net to sweep it into. And, imagine Scamacca with Benrahma in this side. You know, a player who's going to be able to find you. He's made that goal. He might as well be Ben Rama's goal. Absolutely pure class from Ben Rama, that. You know, we haven't seen that from Bowen, Cornet, Fornal, Zanzini. He's been on for about 10 minutes. You know, we talk about West Ham are passive everywhere they go. Say Ben Rama is not passive everywhere they go. My Algerian magician. Beautiful. I'd love to see Ben Rama just have an absolute breakout season now for West Ham. You know, that's going to give him some confidence. Didn't get his goal against Forest as he should, but he's had a goal involvement already in 10 minutes in. And, you know, if he started, I think potentially he could have had a lot more. But look, 3 goals. Yes, we haven't got the clean sheet we needed, but 3 goals. Scamacca gets his first goal for the club. Cornet gets his first assist. Bowen gets the goal that he desperately needed. We've ticked all the boxes. You know, we've ticked most of the boxes. The only thing I would have liked to have seen a little bit more is just a bit more attacking football from West Ham. Say Ben Rama on the ball again. Look, he's getting the defenders on the back foot. They don't know how to handle him. Soufal on the left. Plays it in to Cornet with an absolute effort. Still alive here. Oh, overhead kick or scissor kick from Cornet there on the edge of the box. Keeper does save. Edge of the box, at the edge of the area. Cornet's shot is saved. But Say Ben Rama, again, is creating things. We've looked so different since he's come on. We talked earlier about a Payet-type player, a catalyst. He's honestly transformed this team with how he's played so far. Here he is on the ball again. Lays it into Antonio. Antonio looks for Coventry. Out to Soufal. Soufal into Antonio. Drives to the corner flag. Lays the ball in. Wins himself a corner. Wow. Say Ben Rama. What a player. What a player. He looks pure class at the moment for West Ham. Flynn Downs, 82 minutes in, looks to be coming in. I imagine, hopefully for Souček, just to rest him for a little bit. Short ball to Ben Rama. He's going to put the ball into the box. Decent ball, headed away by Viborg. West Ham looking to re-counter the attack. Fornals looks to pick a pass. Opts for Cornet. Cornet with the ball. Tests it down. Oh, I think it was just blocked there. Just blocked by the Viborg defender. Look, Cornet's even getting involved now. This is what we want to see. The last 20 minutes from West Ham. Ashby picks up the ball, lays it into Cornet. Fornals now. Kera, he's very far up at the moment. Ball laid in from Soufal. Say Ben Rama collects on the edge of the box. You know what he's going to do? He's going to have a run. He's going to attack you. Lays it into Soufal. What is this guy on? This guy, Ben Rama's coming. He's completely fired up the team. I'm always talked about Payet-type players. Players who are going to come in, are going to make us play better. Are going to, new players in who are going to not be stale. Ben Rama's coming. He's completely transformed this side. We look more direct. We look more attacking. We look more of a threat. We look brilliant. Fornals, I mean, listen here, mate. That near post thing hasn't worked for the last 3 corners. Maybe, since we've got a 6'5" player, a 6'4" player, a 6'4" player, a 6'3" player, you might want to just put a bit of height on it. Just a little bit. Maybe don't just go for the near post. Don't really know what he's playing at. Downs is on for Coventry. I'm assuming Souček is going to be playing on Sunday then. Still, I doubt Coventry is going to be playing. It's a shame that he's going to have to play a full 90 here and a full 90 against Brighton, unless this is a sign that we're going to go Rice and Downs. Definitely an interesting selection decision for Moyes to make. Fornals going to take the corner again. Not quite, as there is a bit of tussle, as there always is with Antonio. He's such a beast in the box. He's always getting put down by the Viborg players. Takes it short to Ben Rama. Opts for Fornals. Is he going to float one in? No. Lays it off to Downs. Obviously, Downs 97 or 93% pass accuracy in the Championship last year. He's definitely going to be crucial for us. Ben Rama does give the ball away to Viborg, who are on the counter-attack now. Kera absolutely busting a gut to get forward. Brilliant from Kera. Look at that. Kira. absolutely busts the gut to get past the player, sticks the ball in front, wins the ball back, and we now are back on the counter-attack. Fornals looks a Sue foul. Benrahma showing for it. Opts for Fornals back in the midfield. Downs, he picks up the ball. Lays it off to Kira. Johnson. Ashby midway through the park. We're just knocking it about. Nothing too serious at the moment. Sue foul. Lays it into Fornals, who comes deep for it. Kira. Can he put on another brilliant pass? Sue foul. Getting penned a little bit back here. Kira opts for Johnson. West Ham should just pretend they're 1-0 down before the kickoff against Brighton. I mean, listen, getting the first goal against Brighton on Sunday is going to be very, very crucial. Especially with the way the home crowd are, especially with just the confidence we have at the moment. Going against a team like Brighton, we have to be getting that first goal. You're absolutely right, mate. From the off, we need to pretend as if we need that first goal, as if we need to get that goal just to draw the game level, because they're a very dangerous team, Brighton. And it's not going to be like tonight where, you know, the nerves are a little bit calmed and we're kind of expecting to win. I think most West Ham fans will tell you that they're not confident for Sunday against that Brighton side. So definitely need to be put in bit of oomph. I mean, Benrahma has to start on Sunday, no question about it. I would honestly opt for Scamacca as well on Sunday, just from what I've seen. Since Dan Burn and sort of those players have left Brighton, they do lack that physicality. You know, Eustupian and the left back that they signed from Chelsea both haven't played in the side that much. It'd be good for someone like Bowen to be able to attack them. So the 10 role is the big question for me, though. Who plays that 10 role? You know, does Fornals play it? Because he hasn't played well since he's come on. Does Zanzini play it? He hasn't played well since he's come on. We're going to need all the help in midfield. I mean, it's going to be a big head scratcher for David Moyes during that game. I'm not sure what we should actually play. We definitely should play 5 at the back, but I have a sneaky suspicion we might. If you're just joining us, West Ham 3, Viborg 1, goals from Scamacca, goals from Bowen, goals from Antonio, created by Souček technically, and Cornet and Benrahma. We were pegged back at 2-0 by a Viborg goal, but we have responded well. 2 minutes to go so far in the game. As always, guys, if you are new around here, subscribe to the West Ham Way YouTube and check out Patreon. Link is down there just below me. Exclusive transfer news. There is less than 2 weeks left in the transfer window. If you're like me, if you want to see see the transfer news quicker than everybody else, all the rumours, all the confirmed deals, quicker than everybody else, check out Patreon. Also, we've got exclusive content, interviews, and of course, the West Ham Way podcast. If you do want to check it out, it's only £5 a month. Yes, you're getting rid of a pint, and it is a bit of a sacrifice, but it is definitely worth it, definitely worth the money. So if you do want to check it out, please do. That's the West Ham Way on Patreon. Doesn't look like we're going to be looking to do too much more in this game. Hopefully just see it out. Maybe not conceding more goals. Disappointing we didn't manage to get a clean sheet. Viborg now on the technical ball into number 10, Mortimer. Blocked by Soufal. That was a decent chance for them, to be fair. I'd say this Mortimer geezer has looked decent since he's come on. Like I said, I'm not sure who said in the chat exactly, but someone came into the chat and said that he's a bit of a secret weapon, ex-Barcelona winger, decent player. And he's definitely showed that so far. Just looks to be running down the clock so far. Viborg are on the attack here. Coming to the byline. Cornet does intercept. Just muscles off the player and wins the foul. Well done from Cornet. Probably another 2-3 minutes we're going to see here, I reckon. Oh yeah, PSV are playing Rangers next week. That'd be an interesting game to watch. They haven't qualified yet either. Just 3 minutes added on here for West Ham. You'd imagine we're just going to try and close it out. I don't think we're going to be doing anything too crazy. No need to push on for a fourth goal, really. It's just a shame we conceded, really. I mean, 3-0 against Viborg. I'm pretty sure Mark did actually predict 3-1. So Mystic Mark might be the new name for my co-presenter on the West Ham way. I'll have to watch it back and see if he did. I'm pretty sure he did say 3-1. I'm pretty sure I said 3-0. But he is certainly looking to be right at the moment. Two minutes left on the clock. Viborg do have another chance here. Just going to float one into the box. I'd imagine we're just going to keep this one away. Shouldn't be too difficult for us. I mean, bit of a scramble there, but it is out for a viable corner. Can't forget, though, this is 2 legs. The game is not won tonight. Yes, we might be 2-0 up. You know, depending on how this game finishes, potentially 1-0 up in the next leg. But tonight was all about a bit of a statement from West Ham. Viborg do have the ball here on the edge of the box. Another brilliant ball in. Sufau is very strong there, though. He's going to be able to get the ball away to Ben Rama. Just lace it, Sufau. Come on, mate. No messing about here. Kera, come on. There we go. Sufau beats it away. But Viborg on the attack again now. Really good ball in there. I mean, do you know what? For a team, from a Danish team from whatever league, they have looked absolutely class tonight, you have to say. I mean, we've played a very professional game of football. We've played a very decent game of football. Viborg has matched us really, really well. Yeah, I think they've been really, really solid tonight. It's little moments of brilliance, like we saw against Bowen, like we've seen from Ben Rama, that have won us this game. Not our best performance, but a very professional performance. And for them to have matched us so well, to have given us the problems they have, I mean, I'm definitely more wary of them in the second leg. 3-1 doesn't necessarily tell the whole story for me. So shake hands and balls the ball here as it is played onto him. Should be last chance saloon for Viborg here. If my monitor wants to load. And there is the full-time whistle. West Ham 3, Viborg 1. We do get off to a winning start in our new competition. That is the Europa Conference League. Look, it wasn't the best performance I've seen from West Ham. It wasn't too convincing, but 3 goals, a goal from Scamacca, a goal from Bowen. We got some appearances from Kerriher, from Downs, Ben Rama as well, showing a bit of confidence. I think you take a lot of positives from this game. You do. And at the end of the day, we're two goals up in the next round, or the next leg, sorry. All focus now, obviously, to Sunday against Brighton. Hopefully, we do manage to get a result. I've been Riley Finch, guys. Thank you very much for joining me on the live stream. If you are new around here, click the subscribe button. Take a look at the West Ham Way on Patreon. If you want all your exclusive transfer news, you want it as quickly as I do. You want to know the team news before anybody else. Podcasts, exclusive content, all of that good stuff. All for just £5 a month. Yes, it's the price of a beer. Yes, no one wants to give up a beer, but it is very, very good value. So if you do want to pick up Patreon for the West Ham Way, please give it a go. Like I said, I've been Riley Finch, at Finchy Riley on Twitter, and I'll see you guys on the next one.